Hi there, there's progress. I'm not sure what I showed the final result after the second polish. It's not perfect as you can see, but that's better than the first time. You see how bad the paint quality still is. I might go across that a third time, running the danger that I take even more of the cast marks to exposure. So that's the current situation of the upper half. I don't think I've shown the final version after sanding down the glass, but I can now show you what I have done for the interior plus the floor. So let's start with this. First of all, I clearanced the rear wheel, which sits and touches obviously the casting, so the whole interior part needed to go. In order, because I've taken away this would by now kind of have fallen apart. I put this together with super glue and 2-component glue. That little piece probably can scratch away, we don't need that. I'll do that later. Then I have hacksawed off all the old suspension. You see that the exhaust now also is covered by the wheel inside the wheel arch, and the bottom end is already sanded off flat here, and is the gearbox here, and these are the trailing arms and the frame. So on the rear end I'm already low enough because I drilled through here. That's where my axle position is, and that kind of resembles the wheel touching the casting in the top, more or less. We shall see. I'm not 100% sure whether that is right, but we will find out. So even different for the front wheel. So I guess I've shown you that. So I sanded this flat so that my engine comes down a bit, and the rest of the interior is unchanged. I have glued these things together with a fair amount of 2-component glue to stabilize each other, because also you see in the front this bumper would have not been held with this, but now it is. So this goes in quite nicely, and let's check what happens with my wheels. So if I put this wheel here in like that, it's a bit difficult to show, and it touches, you can see that it sticks out. So this is actually a roller, and it seems to me that the axis position could kind of be okay. Yes, it goes in. Perfect. So the axis is perfect, and the wheel with the axis in rubs somewhere, so I need to know where that is. I think it's on the inside, so I need to narrow that down a little bit. So that's the back wheel. So we're good with that. Let's see what the story is with the front wheel. Does my axis go in the hole? Yes, it does. Does it look out? Maybe. Maybe we got a runner. So let me check this out. Let me try this. We were pretty close. I think this will work, sort of. Obviously cannot take the wheel off, push the axis through, put the wheel back on. This chance I have given up for making sure that my wheel is actually touching now. Is it? What happens when I push in the axis? It lifts up. Okay, so the axis is actually too high. So I can modify that a touch. But by how much? I would have to go backwards. How would that be? Nope, that wouldn't be right. Ah, I'm touching the interior. Oh, okay. I see, said the blind man. Because my axis position is where it should be, maybe half a millimeter backwards. I am so glad it goes in. So yeah, I can lower this by moving the axis position up, but I am going to contemplate that very carefully. I'm not sure what happens here when it's turning. Oh yeah, there's also rubbing somewhere. Okay, we get something of the old, I don't know, Springer hangers in the way here for preventing the wheel from turning. But yeah, so this is what that is. And I'm learning that I don't need to, but I still can sand off a little bit from the front assembly. Absolutely nothing in the back. So let's take these wheels out again. And then I will carefully sand this. Left, right. Okay, I can do a little bit more on the left. Okay, can do a little bit more on this side. So, and on the opposite. So front is the right side, so let's do that first. Until I get an even picture, so now it's the other side. And that looks perfect now. Now I'm going to organize the back. To the right. Right. To the right. So now we're going to call it a day. Otherwise I have no exhaust left. Yeah, this is cool. Let's just go with that. Okay, so that was today. This little video. So a little bit this and that to touch up for clearance for the wheel, and then I need to figure out how to put the axis through. Probably I'm going to glue in a tube, cut the little window into the tube, cut the axis here in half, let the wheel rotate on the outside of the axis, and glue the inner half of the axis inside the model. Okay, something like that. Let me think about that. Let me fiddle with this. Let me just fine tune it and talk to you another time.